Two unemployed actors. Two unemployed actors. They're just between projects.
You're listening to Two Unemployed Actors. I'm Max.
I'm Sam.
And a big show today. I have a story.
Another one.
It's another Max story, so buckle up. It's a big one.
Yes. If you guys listened to last week's episode, there was a big story there.
There was. Remember last week we were talking about how we've really got to trust our instinct.
Trust your instinct, yeah.
And not
Listen to your gut.
just in choices as an actor in a scene. I mean, working with production companies and clients
and really all aspects of your life, you should trust your gut.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Based on experience.
No sooner had I said it and the podcast had gone out that I'd ignored my own advice. And the consequences we shall discuss now.
Yes. I will tell you my opinion.
We remember how well I was in the queue to get my vaccine, like a good little Australian. I managed to get a couple of jobs via the Right Fit platform, which I mistakenly said took 20% because every time someone takes money, I feel like it's 20%, but it's actually 10%.
Okay.
Because I'm a pro member, which means instead of taking 15%, they take 10. So my apologies there.
All right.
But nonetheless, one of them was a voiceover job. All good, no dramas. The second one is a production company I haven't worked with before who said...
and we'll never again.
And we'll never again. Who said, yep, no problems. We can book you in. And it was booked on the Right Fit. Yep, okay, no drama. All right, no worries. There was a little message trail through the Right Fit where they messaged me saying, we'll book you. I'm like, great, this is great. I've got 2 jobs. Wonderful. Now, they said it's on and then for Thursday. So I've put a production hold in for Thursday and I told them in the chat, I've put a production hold in for Thursday. Then they said, then they said nothing. Now, the day before Thursday, I've actually written saying, guys, any update? Nothing. So I thought, okay, well, it's fallen through. Remove the production hold. What do you know? I get an audition come in for Thursday afternoon. So no dramas. Forget Thursday.
What, through your agent? Or
No, through another platform, through StarNow.
Through StarNow.
So for photographic work. So
cool.
Anyway, so there I'm Thursday. It's 13 degrees and it's cold. It's raining. I get to this casting and there's a sign on the door that says, please wait here and we will come and collect you. So obviously don't ring the bell, don't knock on the door, don't walk inside, wait here and they'll come and collect you. So there I am, huddled under the shelter so I don't get rained on, thinking this is so actor's life. You know, I'm living the dream right now. Arms crossed, trying to maintain warmth. It's cold, it's wet, and I'm waiting. And it got to 5 minutes past, and I thought, oh well, I got bored, so I put on my Instagram stories a poll. It's 5 minutes late. It's cold. Should I ring the bell or should I wait?
Oh no!
75% said I should ring the bell. I'm a good boy. I'll wait.
Okay, so the poll was for nothing.
15 minutes later. Nothing still. And someone else turns up for the next slot.
Oh, okay.
So I'm standing there.
At least that gave you a bit of relief.
Yeah.
I'm not in the wrong place.
I said, I think they're running late because I've been here 15 minutes and the door isn't opened. And then what do you know? They hear people talking. The door opens. I walk inside. It's nice and warm. Typical agency layout. There's like 3 long desks and half a dozen people sprinkled about. And I'm like, no one walked out. There was no, I'm sorry, we're late, we're running late. No, they just forgot. I'm there standing out in the cold 15 minutes. Oh, there's 2 of you. I feel like saying, well, there is now. Because, anyway.
What did you say?
And then we got through, nothing much. I was very careful. Actually, it was funny because it was for a photographic job. And so we wanted you to be like you're having a meeting. And I'm having a joke going, because we pretended, she used the both of us since we were there. And, put on your this whiteboard, your name and agent. So she had her, the other person I was casting with on that side and me on this side and her laptop in the middle.
Okay.
This Apple Mac thing, fancy thing. So I'm pretending to present and because it's all photographic, I can say whatever the hell I want and I'm bored. So I'm saying, well, look at this beautiful computer, pretending I'm having all serious conversation. It's got a password, and it's got the home screen, so it's got the password on. So I wonder what the password is. It's probably the word password, and try not to laugh, or 1, 2, 3, 4. She's like, oh, it is actually. So I'm like, okay, don't add that in. And then, what are the odds? So then...
Her password's 1, 2, 3, 4, or whatever.
Whatever it was. So I'm like, okay. And then at the end of it, I'm going to get my jacket to go because I'm ready for the cold now. It's been like a 5-minute casting, whatever, in and out.
Yeah.
Oh, and she's looking at the whiteboard. You only wrote your name down. You don't have an agent. I said, no, I've got an agent. Oh, you have an agent for acting, for photographic, for presenting, for... what else do I do? Voiceovers. It's direct. And we haven't gone to them yet, or haven't gone to them. So I mentioned my agent, Arch Management. Oh, we haven't pitched to them. I'm like, you wouldn't, because that's an acting agency versus the photographic stuff you want. But they're like, we haven't pitched. I said, well, even if you did, with this budget, they'd be happy for me to go direct. Like, I don't want to be an asshole. I'm like saying, can you stop talking about my agent?
Did you say that?
I said that.
With this budget?
With this budget, they'd be happy with me going direct. Like, I mean, just stop talking to me about my... I've got my name. You don't need to,
Quick question on the topic. So Arch Management doesn't own all your creative... Fuck, what's the word?
Output?
Yeah, kind of thing.
No. So
they're just acting.
They are my agent, very good agent, really happy. Jessica's amazing. I mean, I just know that submitting me for so much stuff and trying to get me in the room all the time. She's really hungry for success for the agency, and I applaud that, and I love that, and I support that, and that's why I'm happy to stay with them. That that they represent me and pitch me for acting work, and that's exclusive. If I go out there and pitch for myself to get an acting role, well, chances are she's already submitted me for it. Yeah, and it just looks unprofessional then. Yeah. For television commercials, for example, if something comes up on a Facebook or something, I'll flick it to her and go, so many times I've done this. Here's, because, we're in those forums, here's a casting for such and such. She's like, yeah, I've already submitted you.
Yeah, cool.
But at least I'm asking, I'm not just submitting, and she knows that.
Yeah.
And then likewise, something else came through, RSVP, to be, do a piece to camera. And she said, look, this amount, Max, I'm happy for you to go direct. And she copied them in and said, look, I'm happy for you to liaise direct with Max on this one because of the fee.
Okay, cool.
So we're a great team.
Yeah, cool.
And absolutely work to support the acting agency and Max as an actor.
Nice.
But when it comes to voiceover work, they've got me on file for voiceovers. If someone asks them, do you know or can you recommend? Absolutely. But by no means am I exclusively represented by them for voiceovers or for presenting or whatever. Yeah. So a lot of that other stuff I do direct. Okay, cool. And if I'm doing it myself, I'm getting 100% of it. Yeah. If I'm getting it via a platform, they take 10%. I don't want another 10% going or another 15%. Or whatever, So I'm very careful about how I do that so as to help add constructive stuff to the agency, but not detract from it. Mm-hmm. So I'm always, helping her, helping me, and not working against her. Okay. And sometimes it's a balancing act. If you're not sure, just ask. I say, look, Jess, I put myself forward for this. It's this amount. Are you happy for me to go?
Yeah, exactly.
And she's like, no worries,
I do a similar thing.
So open, transparent. But
anyway, you told them that.
I told them I couldn't wait to go there. But what had happened is I got out and I got a message from I'm cold. I had to wait 50 minutes in the rain. I'm okay. Maybe I wasn't in the best frame of mind. Well,
that's fair enough.
Right.
Yeah.
So this casting call, I get this note, right?
From
the message was, "Hi Max, any chance you're around after all? Would need you at whatever it is." Production space.
This was the one that didn't respond to
yeah. For 3:30 today.
And what time was it?
2:30. 1 o'clock or something. 2, can't remember. Let me know and I'll book you at X amount, which was the original agreed amount for the 3 hours work. Okay. I'm like, okay, I'll make it. Fab, I will book now. Send me your number and I'll have the runner call you. I'm like, okay, here we go. So I get to the car, I finally put my stuff away. I'm getting organised. I'm thinking to myself, really, should I do this or not? I'm like, oh, but it's not that far. It's like literally it's on the way home.
Yeah, right.
And it's a few blocks from where I am. And I go get petrol. I thought to myself, well, maybe. Because like they want me, they don't want me, they're not sure that they want me. Then they said
What was it for?
that there was no phone call. It's for a presenting to camera gig.
Yeah.
They used a lot of people that day, and I was one of many presenting a certain piece to camera for a bank.
Yeah.
So no phone call.
Oh.
And a job contract appeared in the right fit for a quarter of the amount that we agreed. Quizzical eyebrows. So, and then it was followed by, I will update the amount to whatever we agreed when you get here.
No.
Like, right. So I'm immediately in the car. I'm in the car now. I'm going, well, I've got to fill up with petrol. And it happens to be that around the corner from where they are when I am. So I got to the petrol station. By that time, they said, just so you know, we'll be having you on hold until 5 p.m. If we don't use you, you can keep the X amount, which was a quarter of the amount.
Oh, they're saying if you not use
if we do use you, then you'll get the upgrade. And the runner will give you a call. So I'm like, okay. So all of a sudden they need me, but they're not sure that they need me, so that I'll get a quarter of the fee if I just wait till 5. So an hour and a half or so.
Which, like you spoke about last week, they should still pay you the full amount because you would have put a hold on the day, though.
Well, the thing with this is, though, there was no agreement prior to it all. See,
Yeah.
so out of the blue, they've just said, look, we might need you. Can you be on hold until 5?
Mm-hmm.
This is the amount.
Which is still like 1.5
I'm like,
hours.
a bit of a surprise. But anyway, but I'm like, okay, all right. Well, I'm thinking to myself, you're right. Like, the communication hasn't been the best, if at all. And it's all a bit, we need you, we don't need you, we don't know what we're doing sort of thing. And I'm kind of like, if that's how they operate through the right fit communicating to talent, that's probably going to be how they operate on set.
I know.
So I'm like, but you know what? I'm like,
You didn't follow your gut.
I didn't follow my gut because I'm like, I'll go out, I'll fill my car with petrol, get a nice coffee, get the paper, be comfy in the warm car on the rainy day while I wait for
That sounds
a possible, to make X amount of dollars on the way home.
That sounds okay.
I'm selling it to myself. It
selling it to
sounds
me.
all right. So I fill up, I get the iced coffee, I get the paper, I'm around the corner, I'm in the car, literally outside the location.
Iced
Found a
coffee
park.
or nice coffee?
Iced coffee. I mean,
It was freezing, you said.
I know, but I wanted something cool.
Okay,
It was
fair enough. Yeah,
refreshing, but a bit of a caffeine hit.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
It's mid-afternoon.
Yeah, gotcha.
And there were no good cafes around. So anyway, so there I am with my sugar caffeine hit and happy. And then the message comes. I just thought now, I don't know what they're doing. So I will, but what happens in this situation, I tend to over-communicate to make things even, when they're that fucking up in the air,
Yeah.
I said, I'm outside, ready on call until whenever.
I do a similar thing.
Because I don't want them to think that I'm not even there and I'm going to get the money and I'm not even on call.
I do a similar
If you need me, let me know. I haven't no phone call yet from this guy who's supposed to give me a call, the runner. I've said okay, I'm in the car. It's past 3:30 now. They're obviously not going to need me. I'll just sit here till 5, and they know I'm sitting here. No. Then I get the message, oh, hi, it's so-and-so, the runner. We're ready to, can we come out and meet you when you tell me when you're outside? I'm like, okay, I'm out. All right, so I pack up, put the paper in a bag, walk. G'day, how are you? And I said to the runner, because runners know exactly what's going on, right? And they're sometimes not afraid to tell you. I said, listen, mate, what's going on? He said, oh, we need you to do a piece to camera after all, I think, but we'll have you on hold until 5. We'll see. So in other words, not much more information. And I walk in. It's a photographic studio, so one of the studios, nice big space, friendly to television to cameras, but it's not insulated, and it's raining, and I could hear the rain on the tin roof. I'm like, this is going to mess with sound. I hope they've got a good sound. They were using a boom, but they're also using lapel mics. Yep. So I'm thinking they'll get around it. Anyway, that was my first thought. But anyway, look, they're doing things behind the screen there on the other side of the studio. So I'm not going to mess with them. I'll sit down. Do you want a coffee? Sure, I'll have a coffee. Oh, we don't have any coffee. Okay, no worries about it then. You're on message. You're on brand. Yeah. You want a coffee or something? I said, yeah, sure, I'll have a coffee. Oh, actually, we don't have any coffee.
Instantaneously, or they went over and came back?
No, we went over and came back. So it was almost instant. But he took 3 steps, came back and said, actually, the coffee shop's closed. So we don't have any coffee. No worries. Okay, right. I'm not disappointed. I'm just like, I knew what these people are like. So I just sat down. in the desk, there's a few scripts lying around and whatever. They're all busy on set with a couple other actors, one of whom was busy pacing around with reciting words over and over again, and the runner's kind of running. So I'm sitting there reading the paper, and then someone comes across. Oh, g'day, you're Max. I said, yeah. I stood up, shook hands. Hi. Thank God someone else knows I'm here. Here's a script, and he hands me a page. And says, can you memorise this in 30 minutes?
There's a full page.
Yeah. I said, can you memorise this in 30 minutes? I said, yes. Knowing full well I will be using every minute of that 30 minutes. Yes. Then I immediately went to, do you want me to hit the big points in these? In other words, you can just remember 3 of the big points in that paragraph and then just talk to that in your own words. It's a bit easier as you try and memorise. No, we need it word for word. It's for a bank, and I've gone immediately in my head. I've gone, God, the tight regulations around banking. You have to say certain things in a certain way. Every word is important. You can't, it's like,
and they've given
telco's another one.
Set.
Here you go. Memorize it in 30 minutes. I'm like, okay. I can thinking to myself, there were 3 big questions. So you've got to say the question. You've got to answer the question down the barrel of the camera. This is what I'm thinking in my head because of the way it was written. And 3 big paragraphs to memorize, 10 minutes each. I can do this. I can adjust, but I can do it. So, because you've also got to be able to then say you can do it and then sit there relaxed and do it to camera like you're a client of the bank, which shall remain nameless. And I say blameless in this because it's the production company that's organising this shit show.
Yeah.
So I'm standing there going, okay, all right. Immediately I grab my little acting toolkit, open up my pencil case. Started underlining the right words, walking around with the script in my hand. I find if I'm walking around under pressure trying to memorize something, it's easier because you're doing something.
Yep.
I mean, it's harder, but it's easier in a way because then when you sit there and you've got to look this way and sit this way and do this thing, it's still okay because it's like, well, if I'm walking around talking and blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
And so I'm just reading it. The first broke it down one at a time, going for each one. Got it. Next one, got it. Next one, got it. It's 25 minutes, and then for the last 5 minutes, just from top to bottom, without the piece of paper. And I'm like, okay, I can do this right. So then the director comes across. After some actor had said, oh, sorry, thanks for your patience, blah, blah. They were there for a very long time. It did feel like the full 30 minutes that she was back doing more of her stuff. So whatever they weren't happy with. And then, anyway, the director's come across and introduced himself. Oh, hi, I'm the director, blah, blah. Oh, g'day, nice to meet you, blah, blah. And I've got the script in my hand. I said, now listen, can we shoot it in 3 separate, or are we shooting it top to bottom? He's gone, we're shooting it top to bottom. Right. And the expression on my face was, oh shit. But
you did.
It's going to be a few takes. Yeah. Right. He says, oh, but we've got a teleprompter.
Who told you to memorize it? Who told you to memorize it then?
The biggest dick that I've met in recent times.
Really?
Who absolutely knew that the teleprompter... There's someone there operating the fucking teleprompter on the computer, so that actually adjusting the speed for the actor in real time. And there's a big freaking machine sitting in front of the camera that's got words on it. Is he the biggest dick
you've met in a while because he told you that? Or did he do more things?
No, because he told me that. I mean, are you fucking serious?
Did he know?
Really? I could have been sitting there at least... Because now, when you've memorised it right...
It's hard to...
The teleprompter distracts you because the speed, it's not, and it's like that paragraph, then the next paragraph, and you've memorised the... So I just file it all away and pretend I haven't memorised it and actually just read it. But like it's different when I prepare for teleprompt than... Anyway, but... So I've just wasted 30 minutes.
Who was it?
Under high pressure.
What was his
the
role?
2IC in the production fart factory company. So he was the one organising all the communications and the talent and everything else. You know what I mean?
AC, AD.
Look. Let's not get hooked up on titles because clearly this is a big customer of theirs.
Yeah.
It's a full service agency. This is a big agency, right?
Yeah.
Who handle everything from let's come up with the idea to let's buy the media to put it out there, and we've got in-house production facilities and capabilities. By that they mean so and so can also direct. So-and-so can also do this, so-and-so can, and we do it in-house, we save money because the sound guy is hooking me up at this stage. I said, sorry, I'm not usually doing this. I was like, oh, really? He says, yeah, I've got people who normally do all this stuff. I said, well, where are all your minions? He said, oh, they wouldn't pay for that. So I already know this is like a +1 for the client. yeah, we'll do these videos for you. It turned out they were internal videos for one of their workshops or something, and people come out and they can listen while they're in the breaks, you know. Right. So it's like, oh, we'll do that for you, yeah. And then because they're doing it or charging them full rate, who the hell knows? But they're doing it at absolute skeleton cost. So various talent from around the office are finding themselves on set who should know better. Like, seriously, why would you tell me that? Well, look me in the eye and tell me that. And I question it. Well, sure, you don't want me to hit big points. But no, but there's a teleprompter. Are you fucking serious? So I am pissed off now because these guys have demonstrated that they're absolutely true to form.
Yeah.
I should have listened to my gut.
Yeah.
And now I'm just sitting here with this shit show, probably. So anyway, I'm composing myself because I'm supposed to look like I just walk in, pick up a question, casually sit on the seat, read the question out loud like I've heard it for the first time just then, and then say the answer down the barrel of the camera like I'm a business owner. First take, I missed a sentence, and I knew I missed it because I'd memorized it.
Yeah.
I knew I missed it. And she says on the teleprompter, oh, I missed a sentence. I said, yeah, the teleprompter moved too quick. I couldn't see that sentence because I'm forgetting about remembering it. Oh, fuck.
Forgetting
about how I've memorized it.
Yes.
And trying to read it naturally as it comes on the screen. And she's scrolled too quickly and I've missed the sentence. And the director's standing there, what the fuck do you want me to do about it, sort of thing. Anyway, so anyway, another take. So look, 3 takes, right? And it was all done.
Yeah, cool.
But I'm standing there and I took a photo, like I'm waiting for the next setup. We're going to have to adjust, blah, blah. They had to, so whatever they did with the camera lens and the framing of it, I had to sit a certain other way and put my leg in. I'm thinking, yeah, I got that. Like, come on. And then, like, if you can't take that direction, go home, sort of thing. And then I've got, so I know how to walk in, pick it up naturally. Okay, no, I know. And I did it. It was fine. The only thing that fucked up was the wire came down from the lapel mic and the teleprompter lady, use the term lady loosely, because I'm standing there. We just did that first one. I got my notes. I'm ready to do it the second one. And I took a photo of the stool because it's something for social, you know. I took a photo of the camera. And I'm standing out and I'm just scrolling through. I'm just waiting now because I'm being tucked in from rather intimately, as they do from the soundy. And they were far from ready to go looking at the director and that. So I'm standing there and I'm just going through this. Shoot a phone like that. And then out of nowhere, the woman from the teleprompter just walk straight up to me, pull the phone out of my hands.
What?
I'm like, for a split second, I'm like, does she think it's not my phone? Does she think it's a prop for the scene? And then I've caught on. She's just pull the phone out of my. I'm like, so I've looked at her like who the fuck do you think you are face?
Yeah.
And said rather loudly, "Excuse me," like.
Yeah. Yeah.
What,
I'm excited.
What if she dropped the fucking phone?
I know. What is she doing?
What? And she's clocked that I'm
rather
further from happy.
Yep.
Far from happy. And I'm about to I'm keeping it together because I'm about to do my you know, who was it that lost his cool in Batman?
Oh, Christian Bale. The lighting guy.
Yeah. I'm going to do that moment and just go, look, it's been a pleasure, but I'm going to stop now after being treated like this. I don't need this.
Wait,
so
you said it or you were close to saying it?
Depending on what happens next.
Okay. Yeah.
So she said she's realised she's fucked it, right?
What the hell?
She's fucked it. I don't know what went through her
You
head.
look like a child.
I'm like, excuse me?
It's like your own phone. You're waiting.
This is what I do for a living. Are you fucking serious? Yeah. Didn't you not just see that first take? The only notes were for technical.
Yeah.
And I said to her, excuse me? And she's paused, and I could see on her face her whole demeanour changed instantly because she realised it's not, oh my God. And she's going, I just thought you might like me to take a photo of you.
Bullshit. She would have
I've
asked
looked at her.
her.
I'm still in shock. I looked at her going, fine. In other words, just get the fuck away from me, right? Because you are now not even worth it. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I walk back in. The director's finished the setup with the camera guy. He's beckoned me in. I've had a chat. He's gone, okay, now when you come in, make sure you sit this way and you face this way. Meanwhile, I can see her fiddling and fart-assing around with the camera in the background, right?
With your phone?
Yeah, with my phone that she snatched out of my hands.
What the hell? What a whack.
I mean, you know that moment when someone fucks up on set?
Yeah.
And you can cut the tension with a knife and everything goes quiet. No, everyone's busy. Nobody's listening, but everybody's listening. That's what happened when I said, excuse me.
Yeah.
And she's making a production over how she's taking photos, right? She comes up in the middle of me talking to the director and says, with the phone, I can't work out how to take the photo. I can't work because I didn't have the camera open. I'm looking at my emails.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not being unprofessional. I'm waiting for these bastards. I'm good. I know what I'm doing.
No worries, and took it back.
Exactly. I said, no thanks. Don't worry about it. Took it back, put it in my pocket, and just ignored her because what the fuck? I mean, imagine what she could do next. Who the fuck knows? I've got to say though, the next 2 takes, the teleprompter was in perfect alignment with what I was saying.
Sure it was.
And 3 takes. Thank you very much, Max. It's perfect. So I'm like shook hands with the director. Good luck with the edit. He started a little giggle. And then I've gone to sound. I said, I don't touch anything expensive. And he's laughed. He said, you've been told off before. I said, no, but I've been around people who have. And he's tucked me. So I'm good to go. Makeup's finished. Packed up. Goodbye to everyone. I picked up my bag and made it to the car in, I think it was like 0.5 of a second. It was like, so goodbye. Weird. I'm out. Fuck you.
Yeah, that was.
And the first thing I thought about when I got to the car was, why didn't you listen to last week's podcast episode? Listen to your gut, because the messages are all over the place.
This whole today's podcast was all about promoting 2 unemployed actors. Like, I thought in my head, why didn't I listen to 2 unemployed actors?
What the absolute what? First of all, this dick tells me, can you memorize this in 30 minutes because we're going to need you to run through it word for word. Are you serious? And then I'm there, and then the other one pulls it out of my hand. Meanwhile, they need me, they don't need me, and they don't tell me they don't need me. They just don't reply when I say, guys, any time for tomorrow?
You're being cooperative, and
then they maybe need me, and they're going to pay me a quarter, but they're going to pay me the full, but they're going to... I'm sitting in the car going, what the absolute... I was pretty angry, but I'm like, fuck. Like, oh my God, I should listen to my gut because messy messages, that's their way of operating. That translated to on set. My next thing was... how can I get paid fast enough so I can just like rip the Band-Aid off and just forget about these Muppets because I don't ever want to be a part of their Muppet show.
Yeah.
Like that, I'm done.
Yeah.
That is, and they're a big agency. Like they do lots of stuff.
Oh, wow.
They're full set, but that's how they operated. They didn't get contractors in. That was all them.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck you. If that's the way you're going to operate, fuck you. Anyway, I thought the next thing they're going to muck up, paying me. Sure enough. Oh, no. Guess what? It's nearly a week. Still haven't been paid. So and through the right fit, the reason why you give them 10%, or in most cases when you're not pro 15%, is because the money's held in escrow. So as soon as the job is marked complete by the client, which is usually the day or the next day, it's in your bank account within 48 hours.
Complete yet.
Not only did they not mark it complete, it was still sitting there with $100 with the small amount of the fee, not the full fee.
Oh, contract was, yeah.
I'm like, come on, are you serious? So that after that evening, I messaged, knowing what was going to happen. I just wanted to fast track the absolute car crash of them trying to pay me, like the car crash of them on set and the car crash of them getting me there. Yeah. I fast tracked it by saying, guys, can you just please update the contract amount to reflect what we agreed and pay? Mark the job complete. Thank you.
No response.
No. Then the next day on Friday, they sent me a deal memo, which they want to meet. What's your email address? So we can send a deal memo out of the blue through the right fit message. So I gave them an email address. They sent me the deal memo, which basically summarised what the contract memo says in the right fit. But anyway, it's the way they do it. Yeah. It's the way they do it. And it was the right amount. So, yep, here you go. And Adobe signed it on my mobile and sent it straight back to them within minutes. Yeah. And then that evening, I'm not going to do it on Saturday, Sunday. So Friday afternoon, I said, okay, guys, can you please update this and send it? And heard nothing. I gave them the weekend. I gave them Monday. Right? Mm-hmm. This morning, no news. Still the wrong amount sitting there as a contracted amount, not marked as closed, not updated in the amount. I'm like, there's no way in the near future I'm getting paid by these Muppets. So I emailed the producer who had emailed me the deal memo on the Friday, and I said, it was one of my thanks in advance emails, which is basically, you will pull your fucking socks up. Yep. You don't want to get a thanks in advance from me, right? So I basically said, hi, can you please update the deal memo in the right fit to the correct amount as agreed and mark the job closed so I can get paid? Alternatively, If you want me to send you an invoice, I can do that too. Bad, because you're not supposed to work outside the right fit. But I'm like, I don't even know if I'm getting paid by these Muppets at this stage.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm giving you options. Like, this is how you do business,
Yeah.
Thanks in advance. So, they respond. Fuck this! I just can't believe these people.
What actually happens if you do get paid outside the right?
If you
fit?
it's bad because you've found work using the platform, but
Yeah.
the platform doesn't get paid.
Yeah. That's true. People probably do.
You've done the job, and you've done it. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
It's not how I work.
No.
But these guys, I don't even know if just to get any money. So I'm like, what the fuck? They've responded and said, she responded and said, I won't name the agency, I won't name the people, but far out. She responded and they should know better.
Yeah.
She responded and said, we've had a lot of issues this week. Some talent has been paid twice.
Oh.
Some not at all. And some the wrong amount. It's the platform. I'm so sorry. It's not the platform. I've worked with the right fit several times now, and I know.
Oh, God.
And I've only ever had good experiences, i.e., the contract is the contract. Once they offer it and you accept it, it don't change.
Yeah.
And it's been offered at the agreed amount.
Yeah.
And then literally the day I finished it, the project, the voiceovers, whatever, it's marked complete. The day.
Yeah.
And then within 48 hours, right fit who have the money say, it's marked complete. Pay into your Max's bank account.
Yeah.
And it's literally the next day, let alone 48 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, my money is not on the right fit being the culprits. It's these idiots. Sure enough, while I've read the email, I've gone back into the right fit on my computer and they've amended the contract to be the right amount and clicked close to pay. But what they've done is they've paid one at the smaller rate and the remainder. So they've taken the full rate minus the smaller rate and paid the remainder as another contract. So at least I know I'm going to get paid now in the next couple of days. But I'm like, if I hadn't have jumped up and down, where would I be? Cashless for months, trying to negotiate with these Muppets. I'm like, what the actual fuck? I was like, if it seems bad, it's probably going to be bad on set, and that badness is going to hang around until you get the money.
Follow your gut.
And I'm like, never will I work with these people again. I've got Major Dick saying, I'll memorize the page. I've got someone coming up and who hasn't apologized, snatched my phone from my hands while I'm not on set, snatched it from my hands. Who the fuck are these people?
Oh, it's so weird.
And what really annoys me, I have never been treated like that even on student films.
Yeah. Student films are the most respectful people.
And these are people who know better. They should. I know they know better because of the amount of business they do. They know better than this.
Yeah.
Bullshit. I call bullshit. Wow. I should have listened because, look, it's a great story on the podcast. I'm getting paid 100%, but is it worth it? These people, I swear to God. Wow. So anyway.
That was the story of the week.
Oh.
30 minutes.
I went to see A Quiet Place, part 2.
I don't think we have time.
On another note, I went to see a movie.
Oh, yeah?
And using all my loyalty points, because I go so often, A Quiet Place Part 2.
Wait, how do you get loyalty points? Quick question.
I signed up to
the Cinebuzz
Cinebuzz with Event Cinemas.
Okay, cool.
And I just use the app and I can buy and scan it and, go to the cinema and
cool.
stuff.
Yeah. I'm
and accrues points.
Oh,
you're going to love it. You're going to love it.
I'm so excited.
I love the fact that the hero doesn't need a cape. In fact, she's deaf. And what people would view, well, if you've seen the first one, what people would view as a handicap is actually the superpower.
Mm.
So I love that. It's great.
Wait, who's deaf? Because you've got Emily Blunt in it.
Millicent.
Is it the kid that's born in the first one?
She is.
And she...
No. She wasn't born in the first one. She was there. Millicent's the actress. I can't remember the name of the character.
But she's older now.
Yes. And she...
Got it.
I mean, I don't know, what, 13 to 16? I guess older. But yeah. But Fred, you really...
Fred.
So, but yeah, so really good. You're going to enjoy it. In fact, I was thinking to myself, how are they going to do the sequel?
Mm.
And I shared something on To Unemployed the other day about John Krasinski saying, I don't want to do a sequel. I didn't want to. Until he started to write the outline.
And he's like, this is going to be good.
for whoever was going to write or direct it, and go, I'm so directing this.
Yeah.
So
good.
you're going to, fresh in your
very
mind, A
excited.
Quiet Place, you're going to really enjoy the way it brings you back into that world.
I'll go back and watch the trailer of the first one.
And
Just to get
but
it
but when you see it, it'll be really the way they've introduced you into that world again. It's really nice. I love it. I think
The
it's
first
great.
one was
great
great
movie.
as
Yeah,
well.
really
Yeah.
good. So and directed again and written by John Krasinski. So from The Office, everyone knows him as Jim. Fantastic movie. So that took my mind off bad people doing bad things
Well, did it?
to actors. Yes.
Oh, right. Because of the themes, that's all I'm saying.
It took a horror movie to distract me from
yeah,
negotiating with Muppets.
That's very fair,
with the
I
Muppet
think.
Show, with the Muppet Agency.
the Muppet Agency. I can't wait to hear about this. Hear who the agent is off the podcast.
Thanks in advance.
Yes.
It's like when I say, what's my other corporate speak? I apologize if I haven't made myself clear enough, which is you're a
Yeah.
fucking idiot.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Oh, my one, I have something like, hey, I know you're super busy. Just wondering if you saw my below email. Something like that. It's like, hurry up. And why haven't you responded in a
I know
week?
you're busy, but can you do your job?
Hey, just wondering if you, yeah, exactly.
That's what it says.
That's pretty much what it
I know
says.
you're busy, but can you do
I
your job?
understand that you're super busy.
Yeah,
I totally appreciate it.
I used to hate it in corporate too. These people who are always so busy. Meetings. I'm going to, and they tell you, I'm going to meetings. I've got to do this for the sales director, and I've got to do this for this, and I've got to do that. It's like, okay, stop. In the time that you've taken to explain all of this, you could have actually just answered my question.
Yeah.
It's like, seriously, these people. I'm so busy. Every meeting went for an hour minimum. Just because it's the default in Outlook doesn't mean every meeting has to be an hour. You can make a decision in less than an hour. Jesus.
Corporate sounds fun.
That's the trouble. They didn't like making decisions because then you have to be accountable for something and you might be wrong. So let's just have more meetings and talk about it. After working in food manufacturing for 20 years, I know to walk around the outside of the supermarket. You go fresh meat, fresh veggies, fresh fruit, milk, and the stationery and the fucking toilet paper, and then you get back out. That's it. You don't go down the middle aisles. That stuff will kill you. It's got warning labels on it. It's like, first of all, they've got to make it taste good 9 months after they've made it. And so they add lots of salt and preservatives and shit. And it's got to look good, like the marketers may see on television. So it's got to add lots of colouring and all sorts of other stuff. And then you've got to add stuff because of all the other stuff. And then the company goes, we've got to make more profit out of it. So they take more of the good stuff out of it. So what are you left with?
Nothing.
Pile of chemicals.
Yeah, pile of chemicals. Yeah.
Clean the car with.
Put it in your car.
Wow.
It'll run.
God, I feel like a whinging old man today.
Yeah, this is a good one. This whole episode.
I warned you to buckle up. So today, look, it's been a great week. I have to say, I had some great wins on voiceovers, great jobs finished already, and it's only Tuesday when
good.
we're recording this. I've got to do a self tape for that film in Newcastle
Yes.
for both characters. So I'm probably going to spend the day on that tomorrow, and if I feel happy, I'll press record. If not, I'll another day.
Yeah.
Because I messaged him. I said, look, can you give me some time to work through the scenes for these? So, like, is it okay? So, yeah, it's fine. Wednesday's fine. If you can. By Wednesday, it's great. So I'm like, that's great. Unless there's no
good
pressure.
stuff.
So,
Good stuff.
be another good week. Listen to
Yeah.
your gut. Sammy, tell me a story. You got anything?
My week's pretty quiet. I re-emailed. The person about that feature film concept trailer that I was going to do.
Oh, yes.
And she's backed up doing another feature film. So she said, it should be soon. We haven't cast yet, but I'll
Right.
keep you updated. I'm sorry that it's like taking so long. I'm like, okay, cool. So at least that's still could be a thing.
That's good.
But yeah, pretty much just like not much.
Survival job.
Yeah.
Now, I think now's a good time
I'm turning my
for you
agent tomorrow.
to look at. Yeah.
I'm turning my agent.
That's
tomorrow.
good. So you prepare for that. You've got your show reel sorted now.
Yeah, I just got to do more self tapes in these times.
Yeah.
It's just
Yep.
you just send them through.
And have you done a website yet? Have you got a sammy.com?
I technically own samfolden.com, but
You should do so, even if it's one of those
probably do
quick and mix ones.
Yeah, the thing
So you
is,
can just
like-
put the link to your show reel video. It's like
Yeah.
Sam Folden acting, my agent contact details,
The thing
and
is,
the
like,
show reel.
these days with stuff like Vimeo,
Yeah,
YouTube,
yeah.
IMDb, you got your Instagram, which can act as your website. All
Yeah,
that
I know,
stuff.
I
You got
know,
all these
I know.
links already to
I know.
things.
It's just an extra thing, though.
Yeah, it's definitely there.
I've even put Google, what do they call it? Google Stats So I've got my little code on each of the pages so that it can provide statistics to me to show, and people are actually viewing and looking at it. It's discoverable. I think if you type in my name, the socials come up, the website comes up, 2 Unemployed Actors come up, and the StarNow I think comes ahead of Vimeo actually.
Yeah, StarNow's right at the top.
Yeah, they great stuff. So I mean, it's just another thing, but I think it's another way to sort of feel like you're busy and you're doing something constructive.
Yeah.
When it's perhaps a bit quieter or you're between projects.
That's very true.
Says he who yells at production companies.
Well, fair enough.
You've been listening to 2 Unemployed Actors. I'm Max.
I'm Sam.
You'll hear us next week. Bye.
See ya.
2 unemployed actors.